My beloved child, stop for a moment and listen carefully, because what you are about to hear was not placed in your path by accident. There is a reason your eyes stopped here today. There is a reason your heart suddenly feels restless, because something has already started shifting around you, even if you cannot fully understand it yet. Within the next hour, your life may begin moving in a direction you never expected, and the strange feeling inside your chest is not fear alone, it is the sound of destiny knocking softly before it enters your story. Do not rush away from this moment, because what is coming carries the weight of answers you have been waiting for in silence. Someone who once walked away from you is no longer sleeping peacefully. Someone who tried to forget your value now feels haunted by your absence. Every single night, they replay your words again and again inside their mind, and the silence you left behind became louder than anything they ever heard before. Stay here with me, because before this message ends, something important will be revealed to your spirit. Something powerful is already moving toward you right now. You have spent too many nights carrying burdens nobody noticed, pretending to stay strong while your heart quietly begged for relief. And even though people saw your smile, they never understood the battles happening inside your soul. But heaven saw every tear you wiped away in silence, and every moment you almost gave up but kept moving anyway. Now the season around your life is beginning to change slowly. The same people who underestimated you are beginning to realize the mistake they made. Someone who acted cold and distant is now feeling emotions they cannot control anymore. They tried to distract themselves from thoughts of you, but nothing worked, because fate keeps pulling your name back into their heart again and again. Do not skip this moment, because what you are feeling is not random. The universe is preparing a door that has been closed for far too long, and soon the truth hiding behind it will finally come into the light. Something unusual is happening behind the scenes right now, and you can probably feel it deep inside yourself. There is tension in the air, because energies are shifting around your destiny. Someone who once ignored your worth is now being forced to face the emptiness your absence created in their life. They thought time would erase you from their heart, but instead, every passing day made your memory stronger. They hear songs that remind them of you. They see signs that bring your face back into their thoughts. And no matter how hard they try to move on, something keeps guiding them back toward your energy. Do not leave yet, because the next part matters more than you realize. A confession that has been hidden for a long time is getting closer to the surface, and the moment it arrives, everything around your story could begin changing faster than expected right now. Someone is staring at old memories, wondering why they let you walk away. Their pride once made them believe they could live without you, but silence has become heavier than they imagined. Every quiet night now forces them to think about the peace they lost when you disappeared from their world. They remember your kindness, your patience, your loyalty, and suddenly they understand nobody else ever made them feel the same way. This realization is shaking them deeply, and they can no longer pretend they do not care. Do not scroll away, because this message reached you for a reason. Within the next hour there may be a sign, a message, a strange encounter, or a sudden feeling that confirms your breakthrough is closer than ever before. Stay focused, because destiny is already moving pieces into place behind the curtain of your life, and listen carefully now, because what comes next may touch your spirit in a way you cannot explain. Someone is preparing words they never thought they would say to you. Their hands shake. Every time they try to type the message, they write it and erase it repeatedly, because fear keeps fighting against their emotions. But emotions are becoming stronger than fear now. Fate is pushing them toward honesty, whether they are ready or not. You may not see it yet, but your silence changed everything. While they expected you to chase them, you chose peace instead, and that peace became the lesson they could never escape. Now they understand losing you created a wound they cannot easily heal. Something important is approaching quickly, and your heart already feels it even before your mind fully understands it. Do not move away from this moment, because what you hear next is connected to your future more than you realize. There are people speaking your name in places you have never been. There are conversations happening about you that would shock you if you heard them yourself. Someone who once doubted you now watches your growth in complete silence because they never expected you to. Rise after everything you survived. Your energy has become impossible to ignore, and even those who tried to forget you are now secretly drawn back toward you again. The universe is rearranging situations so the truth can finally reveal itself, and when it happens, the confusion you carried for so long will begin turning into clarity. Stay with this message because something bigger than coincidence brought you. Here today you have already survived moments that should have broken you completely, yet somehow you kept moving forward even when nobody stood beside you, and that quiet strength inside you is exactly why this breakthrough is finding its way into your life now. Destiny responds differently to people who continue walking despite pain. Someone who once believed your silence meant weakness is now discovering it was actually power. They feel your absence everywhere now, and it follows them into every corner of their life. Late at night, they replay your last conversations wondering if they destroyed the best thing they ever had. They try acting normal around others, but inside they are overwhelmed by regret and longing. Do not skip this part because very soon the walls around their heart may finally collapse completely. There is also something else you need to understand right now. Not every delay in your life was punishment. Some doors remained closed because heaven was protecting you from settling for less than you deserved, and now the timing around your life is beginning to align differently. Opportunities, conversations, and unexpected moments are moving closer together. Within the next hour, something may happen that shifts your perspective completely. Maybe it arrives as a message, maybe as a realization, maybe as someone suddenly returning after a long silence. But whatever form it takes, it will carry energy strong enough to change the direction of your story. Stay here because the truth has only just begun unfolding, and now hear this carefully. The person who hurt you is no longer as confident as they once seemed. The mask they wore around others is starting to crack. They are becoming exhausted from pretending they never cared. Every memory of you now feels heavier than before, and their heart grows restless. Every time your name crosses their mind, they thought distance would free them from these feelings, but instead, it trapped them deeper inside regret. They are beginning to realize that nobody else could replace the peace you brought into their life. Do not leave now, because the next phase of your story is closer than it appears. Fate has been quietly building this moment for longer than you know, and soon everything hidden will begin revealing itself one piece at a time. You may feel tired right now, emotionally drained from waiting for answers that never came, but this message is here to remind you that silence does not always mean nothing is happening. Sometimes silence is the season where destiny works unseen, and while you were healing, growing, and learning to protect your peace, someone else was slowly waking up to the truth they spent too long avoiding. Now the pressure inside their heart is becoming impossible to contain. They are reaching the point where honesty feels easier than pretending anymore. Do not skip away, because what is approaching carries the power to reopen chapters you thought were permanently closed. Your breakthrough is no longer far away. It is already walking toward you step by step. Stay with me a little longer because the energy around your story is becoming stronger now. Someone is preparing to step out of their pride and finally face the emotions they buried deep inside themselves. They remember how safe they felt around you, how calm your presence made their chaotic mind become, and now every attempt to replace that feeling has failed completely. They understand too late that your value was rare and irreplaceable. This realization is changing them from the inside out. Do not leave. Yet because the next chapter of your destiny begins when truth becomes stronger than fear, and very soon someone who stayed silent for too long may finally gather the courage to reach toward you once again. Keep listening carefully because the story unfolding around your life is becoming more powerful with every passing moment. There are movements happening behind the scenes that you cannot fully see yet, but your spirit already feels them. That strange pull in your chest is not imagination. It is the feeling of destiny getting closer to your door. Someone who once convinced themselves they could move on without you is now trapped inside memories they cannot escape. Every place reminds them of you. Every quiet moment brings your voice back into their mind, and the silence between you has become heavier than any words they ever heard before. Do not scroll away now, because something important is preparing itself to enter your reality, and when it arrives you will finally understand why everything had to happen exactly the way it did. There were nights when you questioned your worth, nights when you wondered if people only came into your life to leave scars behind. But heaven saw every hidden battle you fought while nobody else noticed, and now the same pain that once broke your heart is becoming the reason your breakthrough feels so powerful. Someone who ignored your value before is now facing the consequences of losing your energy. They thought they could replace your presence easily, but nothing brought them the peace you carried naturally. Now they are realizing that your silence was not weakness, it was strength. And the moment you stopped chasing them was the moment their world quietly began falling apart inside. Stay with this message because the truth surrounding your future is growing stronger. Every second something unusual is beginning to happen around your destiny now. People who once doubted you are slowly becoming silent observers of your growth. They cannot understand how you survived everything that tried to destroy your confidence. Yet here you are still standing, still moving forward, still carrying light inside your soul even after disappointment tried to darken your spirit, and this unexpected strength is what makes your energy impossible to ignore now. Someone is watching you from a distance, wishing they had valued you properly when they had the chance. They replay old conversations, repeatedly wondering how they let someone so rare slip away. Do not skip this moment, because fate is bringing hidden emotions closer to the surface than ever before. Listen carefully because this next part matters deeply. Someone is preparing themselves emotionally to reach out toward you again. They keep fighting against the urge, but their heart is becoming louder than their pride now. Late at night they type messages they never send. They stare at your name wondering if they still have a chance to fix what they broke. They remember the comfort you brought into their life, and now every day without you feels colder than before. The universe has been forcing them to confront truths they spent too long avoiding, and this pressure inside them is becoming impossible to ignore anymore. Do not leave yet, because something powerful is slowly building momentum behind your story, and soon the silence you experienced for so long may suddenly break all at once. You were never abandoned by destiny, even during the moments that felt empty and confusing. Every delay carried a hidden purpose, even if you could not understand it at the time. While you were healing quietly, someone else was learning painful lessons about your value. They thought your love would always remain available no matter how they treated you, but when you stepped back and protected your peace, they finally realized what they lost. Now regret follows them everywhere. They cannot sleep peacefully because memories of you continue returning stronger than before. Your absence became the mirror that forced them to see their mistakes clearly. Stay focused, because very soon life may reveal signs that confirm this shift is becoming real. There is a reason your intuition feels restless. Lately, your spirit senses movement before your eyes can see it fully. The energy around your path is changing rapidly now, and something unexpected is drawing closer with every passing hour. Maybe it comes as a sudden confession, maybe through an emotional message, maybe through a conversation you never expected to happen again. But whatever form it takes, it will carry truth strong enough to shake the walls around your future. Do not move away from this message, because you are standing closer to your breakthrough than you realize. Heaven has not forgotten the tears you cried in silence, and the reward for your patience is beginning to unfold. Slowly, someone who once acted cold and distant is secretly struggling with emotions they cannot control anymore. They tell others they moved on, but deep inside their heart still circles back toward you constantly. Every attempt to bury these feelings only made them stronger, and now the weight of pretending has become exhausting for them. They miss Your calm energy, your understanding heart, and the peace your presence created around them naturally. Nobody else has been able to replace that feeling no matter how hard they tried, and now destiny is forcing them to face the truth they spent too long running away from. Do not scroll now because this moment is connected to something much bigger than coincidence. You may not fully understand why this message found you today, but trust that your story is entering a different chapter now. Confusion will not last forever. The same universe that allowed painful endings is also preparing unexpected beginnings for you, and someone who once underestimated your value is beginning to realize your absence changed their entire life. They thought silence would make them stronger, but instead it made them lonely. They thought pride could protect them, but now pride feels heavier than honesty. Something inside them is slowly breaking open, and the emotions they buried are finally rising toward the surface. Stay with this message because destiny has been arranging this moment quietly for a very long time. There are conversations happening about you right now that you know nothing about. Your name has entered places you never expected, and your energy is being felt by people you thought forgot about you completely. Someone who once looked at you casually now sees you differently. After losing access to your heart, they understand too late that your kindness was rare and your loyalty was not. Easy to replace, now they feel drawn back toward you in ways they cannot explain logically. Dreams remind them of you. Memories interrupt their thoughts unexpectedly, and every sign around them seems connected to your presence somehow. Do not leave because what happens next in your story may arrive sooner than you think, and hear this clearly now. Your silence carried more power than arguments ever could. By choosing peace instead of chasing people who hurt you, you unknowingly changed the direction of your destiny completely. While others expected you to break apart, you became stronger quietly, and now that strength is attracting blessings back toward your path, the people who once failed to appreciate you are beginning to feel the consequences of their choices deeply. They cannot escape the emptiness your absence created in their world, and the longer they stay away, the stronger these emotions become inside them. Do not skip this part, because the energy around your future is intensifying quickly. Someone is reaching a point where they can no longer hide how they truly feel about you. Their emotions are growing stronger every single day, and fear is slowly losing its grip over them. They replay moments with you repeatedly, wondering why they ever allowed distance to come between you both. They remember your patience during difficult times, and now realize nobody else ever understood them the way you did. This truth is shaking their heart deeply, and soon it may push them toward a decision they once feared making. Stay here because the next stage of your story carries the possibility of unexpected change. You have carried pain quietly for too long, and now destiny is preparing to replace confusion with clarity. Everything you survived was shaping you for this season. Even the heartbreaks that felt unbearable taught you lessons your soul needed to learn. And now the universe is aligning moments, people, and opportunities around your path differently than before. Someone from your past is being pushed toward honesty. Whether they feel ready or not, they can no longer ignore the emotional pull connecting them back to you. Do not move away because the breakthrough your heart secretly hoped for may already be closer than it appears. And now listen one more time before this part ends. The shift around your life has already started, even if you cannot fully see it yet. Destiny moves quietly before it becomes visible. And right now, invisible doors are beginning to open around your future. Someone who once walked away believing they would never look back is now standing face to face with regret. Memories of you follow them into every silent moment, and the peace they lost keeps pulling them back emotionally. Soon a message, a confession, or an unexpected sign may arrive that changes the direction of your story completely. There is a truth rising now that can no longer stay hidden. Someone who acted strong on the outside is slowly falling apart within themselves. They replay old conversations, wondering why they allowed distance to grow between you both. And every memory now feels heavier than before, because they finally understand your value too late. The silence you left behind became the lesson they could never escape. While they expected you to chase them, you chose peace instead, and that choice changed everything around your destiny. Now their heart beats faster every time your name enters their thoughts, because they fear losing you forever. Stay focused, because the next step in your journey is closer than you realize. You may not see all the changes happening around you yet, but heaven has already begun aligning moments that will soon reveal the truth clearly. The same pain that once made you cry quietly at night is now becoming the reason your breakthrough feels so meaningful. Someone who ignored your love before is finally waking up to the emptiness they created in their own life. They searched for your energy in other places and other people, but nothing replaced the comfort you brought naturally. Now regret follows them everywhere they go, and every road somehow circles back toward you again. Do not skip this part, because destiny has been preparing this moment for longer than you know. Something unexpected is approaching quickly now. Maybe it arrives through a message written with shaking hands, maybe through a sudden phone call, maybe through a confession they never thought they would have the courage to speak aloud. But whatever form it takes, it will carry emotions too strong to hide any longer. They cannot pretend forever, because the truth inside them keeps growing louder every single day. Their pride once protected them from vulnerability, but now that same pride feels like a prison they desperately want to escape. Stay here, because your story is entering the chapter where hidden feelings finally begin coming into the light. You survived seasons that were meant to test your spirit deeply, moments when you felt forgotten, misunderstood, and emotionally exhausted. Yet despite everything, you kept moving forward quietly, and that silent strength became the reason destiny started opening new doors around your life. Someone who once underestimated you now watches your growth with shock, because they never believed you would rise stronger after the pain they caused. Your peace became your power, your silence became your protection, and now the universe is preparing to return energy back toward you in unexpected ways. Do not move away, because the breakthrough you prayed for is no longer far from your reach. Listen carefully now, because this part matters deeply. Someone is very close to reaching out toward you again. They think about it constantly. They type words and erase them repeatedly, because fear still fights against their emotions. But emotions are winning now. Every memory pulls them closer to honesty, and every quiet night makes the distance between you feel more unbearable. They understand now that losing you created a wound nothing else could heal, and the closer destiny pushes them toward the truth, the harder it becomes for them to keep pretending they do not care. Stay with this message, because the silence around your story is about to break. You were never losing while you waited quietly. Even when life felt unfair and confusing, heaven was teaching you how valuable your peace truly is, and now the same people who once overlooked your heart are beginning to realize how rare your energy always was. Someone who walked away thinking they would never look back now feels pulled toward you stronger than ever before. Your memory follows them through songs, dreams, late-night thoughts, and moments of silence they cannot escape. This connection was never as finished as they pretended it was, and soon something may happen that forces the truth fully into the open. And now, before this story closes, understand this clearly. Your breakthrough is not only about another person returning, it is also about you finally recognizing your own worth after everything you survived. The pain did not destroy you, it transformed you. The silence did not weaken you, it strengthened your spirit. And now destiny is preparing to reward the version of you that kept going even during the darkest nights. Very soon life may place a sign in front of you that confirms everything has started shifting. A conversation, a confession, an unexpected message, or a sudden realization that changes the direction of your future completely. Stay ready, because the next chapter of your life is already beginning to open before your eyes.